So we're actually filming at night. We'll see how this goes. I did level up and decided to do a little Christmas gift to myself and to you. And I got myself a little tripod that came with like a light. What are those? What are these lights called? Like a halo light? There's like a name. A ring light. A ring light. I got myself a ring light. So that I could film at night if I wanted to. So I'm seeing that you can see the ring light on my glasses, so maybe we're gonna try and film this video blind. We'll see how that goes. But anyways, so I was doing Christmas shopping today for my family, and of course I walked out with a couple gifts for myself, this being one of them. So here we are filming at night. I thought I would do a like book recommendation video slash gift guide slash focusing on translated literature, and I've categorized these book recommendations based on the 4 kinds of readers that my lovely friend Rebecca from Rebecca Eats Books, part of the Book Bay trifecta, brought this to our attention. So I'm following that archetype, but I'm swapping the books that fit each description, but with a translated book instead. So here we go. First category is books with strong characters. So this is for the kind of reader that doesn't really care for plot, isn't really there for the writing. They just want to connect with a character. They want a story that has really fleshed out like character development, or we just focus entirely on their relation with others. Yeah, so these books are all focused on either host of characters or just focusing on one singular voice, and we get to know these people really, really well, whether it be because they're telling us about themselves or we're like literally inside the head of the character. Okay, so for this category, I have 3, varying in lengths, varying in vibes, but they're all character heavy. The first one being How to Order the Universe by Maria José Ferrada. This is a darling little read. This is also for a person in your life that maybe they're not like huge readers, and maybe they don't want a DWM. Maybe they just want a nice, lighthearted, fun read. I would say go for this one. This is a super cute book, like I said. It follows a 9-year-old girl and her journey with her dad, who is a traveling salesman. And we see the world through her eyes. This takes place in Chile, in the interior of Chile, outside of Santiago. And I just loved the little girl's voice. I loved her observations on the world, as well as her relationship with her dad, as well as the whole family dynamic in general. It's a slight coming of age in the sense that, you know, she's not so like innocent and pure, because she's quite critical and is really quite mature for her age, but she still has that little girl like magic, or just perspective on the world, untainted by all the horrible things that we come to know as we get older. A really breezy read, but lovely, impactful, and just very sweet. On the completely other end of the spectrum, we have Natalia Ginzburg, The Dry Heart. Devoured this. This was incredible. Completely different tone. We follow a woman who literally kills her husband on the first page of this novel, and it's just, we kind of go backwards in time to come to understand why she took that decision. It is extremely sharp, very analytical. Natalia Ginzburg is so good at conveying such strong emotions and tone with very like not flowery writing, if that makes sense, but you still very much understand the tone and the woman's perspective and this very particular time that she finds herself in her life. So really, really good, super sharp, very much DWM, very intense energy. So this is for that friend of yours is down to get a little bit gritty, is down for a story to really just like grab you and make you feel some type of way. This is what I would go for. And then, of course, I couldn't omit this book from this category, and that's Elena Ferrante's My Brilliant Friend, with the cover that we all love. This follows Lila and Elena, two young girls living in Naples. We are going to be dabbling with female friendships, the complexities that come with living in a small neighborhood where everybody knows each other, and there's a whole host of characters in this one. We really get to know them quite well. I'm not gonna go on, we all know this book. I made a video, actually I've talked about all of these in videos before, so they're not gonna come as a surprise. I just wanted to condense all of this in one video, but I'm not gonna bore you with what this book is about. We all know. Okay, the next section here, let me just bring it really close, is plot-driven books. And that is obviously for the reader that is there for plot and plot alone. They don't care about the writing necessarily. They're not really there for strong characters. They're just like, give me a plot so that I can just continue to flip the page and get to the end point to figure out if somebody dies or what happens with the story itself. This one I have The Shadow of the Wind by Ruiz. This is a classic plot-heavy book. This is what I would call a gothic mystery. It's set in post-Spanish Civil War Barcelona. We follow this young boy that encounters this book, and he is completely enthralled with the story, but more importantly, the author of this book. And he comes to realize that the author has gone missing, and somebody is actively burning and trying to erase the existence of this author and their work. And he becomes trapped in this mystery, I guess, and we're trying to solve the mystery along with him. And the gothic atmosphere of Barcelona plays a huge role in the story, so it's very compelling and fun and exciting to read. There's quite a host of other characters. Of course he has a sidekick, of course he has a love interest, and things get quite heated. The ending is not tied up in a pretty little bow because actually Shadow of the Wind is a trilogy, so we are going to continue to follow those characters for 2 more books. So that would be a great book if you're trying to get somebody into reading and you think that the way to get them to read more is just by having something to grip them and for them to, like I said, just continue to flip the pages. That would be a great one. And then if they really like The Shadow of the Wind, they can go on to read the other 2. So yes, that's my number 1 pick. My other pick, which honestly I can't really speak too much about, is The 3-Body Problem. This is written by a Chinese author. I bought this for Charlie and he read it a couple weeks ago and absolutely loved it. It is like hard science fiction. So I just wanted to include this in here because I think it's awesome to have quite a famous, from what the bookseller told me, quite a famous book by a Chinese author be translated into English finally, and this has been like a worldwide phenomenon from what I'm told. However, I could not tell you myself if I liked it or not because I personally haven't read it, but I'm gonna trust Charlie, and so therefore I'm throwing this in here. Obviously it's very plot heavy, as most science fiction books tend to be. So yeah, if you have a science fiction fan in your family or in your friend group or your partner, then I say go for this one, and it's a translated work from Mandarin. So yeah, big ups. And the next section is world building / setting strong books. I got a couple of minis for this category. The first one being Roberto Bolaño's By Night in Chile. When I read this, I felt like, apart from it being obviously a very character-heavy book because we're in the journal, I guess, of a dying priest in Chile. Although, like I said, although it is a character-heavy book, I think the Chilean setting plays a huge role in this book. Not only is it obviously set in Santiago, but the book also takes us to several different places in the Chilean countryside. It talks a lot about famous Chilean figures like Pablo Neruda, to name one that I remember off the top of my head and one that I knew who he was before reading this. So I think this is very setting specific. If you know somebody that knows a lot about Chilean history, art, literature, philosophy, relating to that part of the world, or if you just want to be immersed in Pinochet era Chile, then this is the book for you or anyone in your on your list. I would recommend this guy. Or you could also travel to Brazil and read The Hour of the Star by Clarice Lispector. Again, this book could also fall under the category of like a character heavy book, but I really felt like I was in a favela in Rio de Janeiro where this book takes place. So again, Clarice Lispector does such a good job at placing you in that specific context and making you feel like you're right there with them. So that's my other recommendation for this section, as well as The Houseguest by Amparo Dávila. Now, we know I did not love this. However, just because I didn't absolutely die over this doesn't mean a friend of yours or you won't like it. So I wanted to include this in here. All of these are very setting specific. Obviously, part of the like sketchy, weird, eerie vibe comes from the setting in which the characters find themselves in. Hence why they're all, oh, I guess I didn't say what this book is about. They're all like slightly like horror, psychological, thriller short stories. And like I said, the place plays a pivotal role in setting or evoking that sense of urgency or that eerie, spooky feeling. So I wanted to include this in there. Lastly, but definitely not least, we've got the category of beautiful writing and sentences that you just want to chew up, salivate, and keep on eating because it's just so damn good. I'm going to dedicate this section to my ultimate favorite, Yuri Herrera. We all saw that coming. My number one choice being Signs Preceding the End of the World. I'm so happy that people are reading this book because it's crazy good. If you want to get somebody into reading, again, I know I said that about another book in here, but this one just ticks all the boxes. And the writing is stupendous. Just go buy this. For anyone in your family, on your list, your friends, your lover, that cute person you're trying to impress with your literary tastes, this is the one. I've talked enough about this, so you all know what this book is about, but I also wanted to mention The Transmigration of Bodies as well as Kingdom Cons, all by the same author. Insane writing, so wonderful, they're incredible. So that's my pick for beautiful writing. No shock, no surprise there. Yeah, those are all of my book picks. I hope you pick up one of these or a few of these for those you love or for yourself, depending on what kind of a reader you are, what kind of vibe or mood you're in. I think there's a little bit of everything here for all reading tastes. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this vid. I don't know where I'm looking at because I'm blind as a bat, but I hope you enjoyed this video and let me know if you have read any of these guys. And I'll see you all very soon. Bye. Happy holidays!